but this was really a great campaign. So,
okay, great. So if it is to summary, what were the...
In summary, we use the media through friends. I mean, on personal terms.
Personal relations.
Yeah, definitely on personal terms, which is a mistake, of course, but that's the way things happen. And we use mainly radios. For example, if there is an event, one of us goes to the radio and gives an interview about this event to promote it. And through internet, information about us.
Yeah, I think we have a similar situation actually. We use personal relations to try to try to promote, because actually journalists are usually interested in political events, like a politician fight with another one or so. So sometimes you have to call a friend who is a journalist, probably, no, to publish something. Yeah. But you said that that's a mistake. Maybe not, because you don't have other solutions. So
yeah,
if you don't have,
they don't press so much pressure on.
yeah.
Kind of few things.
So basically, we can, from your experience, we can have a conclusion, which says that for NGOs, not being like political parties or like big companies or something that gather the attention of the public, the only solution is to use this kind of small tips that we can have, like the relation with journalists or so. So this would be a recommendation. Probably we will put it later on paper. Use personal relation with journalists to develop institutional relations. Yeah, and I think it can happen because from one experience that we had at the beginning, I started like personal relation with the journalist, developed it, and then meet the director, and then made like meetings from time to time, which became like an institutional relation from personal one. So I think this is the first step that we can have, the personal relation with.
But if there is support from the state, then things go better, because this campaign, as I told you, I vote. This was, it had great popularity. We had part-time to promote it, so the state needed young people to vote, so it supported us, and the effect was much better.
Yeah. But do you think that, do you believe that mass media promoted it just because it's good for the people, or promoted it just because it has a connection with politicians, with voting?
The second, because it was needed by the politicians.
Yeah, because if it is only good for the people, they will say, okay, nice, you're doing nice things, but we don't have time for this, so we don't have space in our newspaper, or they publish something like really small or so. But if it is connected with political things, voting, elections, whatever, they always find time for this. Probably, it's just an opinion. Maybe you find it the same in your countries. Huh? Pretty much, huh? Usually I think they are responsive to this kind of campaigns connected with elections. We had also some campaigns, some national NGOs made a coalition against, a coalition for cleaner parliament, and they made a list with all the members of the parliament which are not allowed to candidate anymore, are not allowed for the civil society, of course. And they made a huge, all the televisions published this list and made all advertising all the time against those politicians, and they were sued by those politicians for making bad publicity to them. But in court they won all the time, because the judge says, of course they don't have to be in the parliament, you're doing a good thing. Yeah. Okay.